There's a moment in football when someone tells you exactly what's about to happen. They lay it out. They give you the name. They tell you to watch.
It's a huge potential, great talent.
Like, what do you see in this young player?
You need luck because he's very young. I hope he not gets some problems.
Cristiano Ronaldo told us about Endrick before Endrick was even allowed to play in Europe. He didn't hint, he didn't whisper, he said it out loud. And nobody listened. Let's go back to 2022. Endrick Felipe is 15 years old. He's playing in Brazil's Serie A for Palmeiras, one of the most physical leagues in South America. He's not training with the first team, he is the first team. At an age where most players are still figuring out their position, Endrick was scoring against grown men, professionals, veterans with 10, 15 years of experience. And Real Madrid noticed. In December 2022, Real Madrid announced they had agreed to sign Endrick. He was 16 years old. The fee? 60 million euros, rising to 72 million. 60 million euros. For a teenager who couldn't even move to Europe yet. Now here's where it gets interesting. Around the same time the world was debating whether Endrick was worth the hype, Ronaldo spoke. In an interview, when asked about the next generation of Brazilian football, he didn't hesitate. He said Endrick had something rare. Not just the goals, not just the speed. He said Endrick had the mentality. And if you know Ronaldo, you know that's the only word that matters to him. Ronaldo has played against the best. He's shared a dressing room with the best. He knows what separates a good player from an all-time player. And he looked at a 16-year-old kid from Sao Paulo and said, that one is different. Then he joins Real Madrid in the summer of 2024.
Announced that there was an agreement found between Real Madrid, with Real Madrid for him to move to Real Madrid.
He's playing behind Vinicius, Mbappe, Bellingham. He's not even supposed to be starting. And he still scores. The minutes per goal ratio at Real Madrid tells you everything. He's barely on the pitch, and he's still producing. That's not luck. That's what Ronaldo saw in 2022. After Real Madrid loaned him out, everyone had the same reaction. Why? Why would you loan out a player you paid over 60 million for before he even turned 18? The answer is simple. Endrick wasn't ready for Madrid. But Madrid was smart enough to know that sitting on the bench at the Bernabeu was going to kill him slowly. So they sent him to Lyon.
Endrick to Olympique Lyon, the Here We Go is coming very soon.
And Lyon didn't treat him like a project. They gave him the ball, gave him responsibility and said, go. And that's when something changed. Because Endrick at Lyon wasn't the shy teenager trying to prove himself in a dressing room full of superstars. He was the guy. The one teammates looked to. The one defenders had to plan for before the game even started. He finished his first full run of games at Lyon with goals that didn't just win matches, they stopped conversations. The kind of goals where commentators just go quiet for a second before they start screaming. League One didn't know what hit it, and by the time Lyon's season hit its peak, Endrick wasn't just the best player on that team, he was one of the most dangerous attackers in the entire league. Real Madrid loaned him out to grow. What they got back was something different, something ready. Go back to what Ronaldo said. He didn't say Endrick would be the best player at Real Madrid in his first season. He said Endrick had the mentality to become one of the greatest. Mentality isn't measured in minutes, it's measured in moments. And Endrick's moment came in Lyon. In a city that wasn't expecting him, in a league that underestimated him, in a game that the world almost missed. Ronaldo's prophecy wasn't about a timeline, it was about a truth. And the truth arrived on January 25th, 2026, at the Stade Saint-Symphorien, in front of a crowd that went silent for a split second before the stadium erupted. Here's what makes this story uncomfortable for Real Madrid. They loaned him out because he wasn't getting minutes, but now the player they sent away is doing things that their own front three isn't doing consistently. 4 goals in 3 games, at 18, in Europe. Real Madrid have a decision coming. Do they bring him back and actually use him? Do they sell him and cash in before his value becomes untouchable? Or do they keep him in loan limbo while other clubs watch him become exactly what they paid €60 million for? This is the Real Madrid problem that nobody wants to say out loud. They own the future of world football. They just don't know what to do with it yet. So here we are, March 2026. A player that the world wrote off is writing records in France. A prophecy that nobody believed is playing out in real time. And the man who called it years ago, when Endrick was still a teenager at Palmeiras, is watching from somewhere, knowing he was right all along. The question now isn't whether Endrick is good enough for Real Madrid. The question is whether Real Madrid is ready for what Endrick is about to become. Because if Leon figured it out in 3 games, the rest of the world is about to figure it out too. But here's what nobody talks about. Endrick didn't just arrive at the top level and survive, he thrived. Most teenagers at elite clubs spend their first season watching from the bench, learning, adjusting. Endrick skipped all of that. He walked into a Real Madrid dressing room full of world-class players and looked like he belonged there from day one. That's not development, that's something else entirely. And the scary part? He's still not done developing. The player you're watching right now, the one breaking records and terrorising fullbacks, that's not the finished product, that's the rough draft. Ronaldo didn't just spot a talented kid, he spotted a generational talent at the very beginning of something massive. And if you're watching this right now, you're watching history being written in real time. Don't take that for granted. Here's the verdict. Ronaldo didn't praise Endrick to be nice. He didn't say it for the cameras. He said it because he recognised something in Endrick that he's seen before. In himself. The hunger, the composure under pressure, the ability to score goals that don't make sense at that age. Ronaldo warned us. He put the name out there before the rest of the world caught up. And just like with Yamal, we laughed, we debated, we said it was too early. It was never too early. Ronaldo just sees football differently to the rest of us. Drop a comment. Tell me, where do you think Endrick ends up in 5 years? Real Madrid starter? Ballon d'Or contender? Or does he leave and build his legacy somewhere else entirely? Subscribe, because this story isn't finished, not even close.